going on, Hot Wheel homies, and welcome to another mail call. And today I've got a mail call that is an eBay mail call coming from a recent source from where I got a few castings. It's from Brenner Racing on eBay, and I'll put the link down in the description so you guys can go ahead and check it out. He's a pretty good seller. His prices are really reasonable, and there was a couple of things that I noticed the last time when I was browsing around his online store of things I wanted to pick up to fill in these holes in the collection back here. I use eBay kind of sparingly. I would prefer to find things in the wild or through trades or through friends and things like that. But if I can find a good deal and I can definitely utilize that resource, I will. And I had an eBay gift card that was given to me from my wife. She supports this hobby slash addiction slash whatever we all call it, but we definitely are kind of on the same page as far as what I'm doing. I do have self-imposed restrictions I put on myself. I have spending limits that I have. And so whenever I get a gift card or any other way to do that, it's always kind of like an extra on top of what I allow myself to spend. If you saw my previous video at Frank & Sons, I think it was yesterday, I set a $50 spend limit on myself, and I was able to walk away with some really good casts and a super treasure hunt. So all within a $50 price range, and I feel like I came away really well. But without further ado, let me go ahead and crack this open, and against my better judgment, I'm going to use my handy Alaskan Ulu tool and open this box up, and we'll see what we got in here. It's in a nice little box that was sent from Ryan over at Brenner Racing. So check him out. Like I said, it's really good prices and a lot of loose casts, a lot of older casts that you can find on card, and really fairly good prices. So let's see what we got in here. So let me crack this bad boy open using the cutaway method, or I'll cut towards myself and just be very careful either way. It's a pretty sharp little blade, this thing. It really does the thing. I think this is a tool that Alaskan fishermen use to cut open fish and game and whatever else they do up in Alaska. But my brother was up there working on some construction. He's a tile contractor, and he was up there doing some work in Alaska, and he picked me one of these up. It's called my Alaska Pocket Ulu tool. I don't know if you can see that. It's kind of shiny, but it's kind of cool. It's now my box opener. So, all right, without further ado, get to the cast. I know that's what everyone's saying, get to the casts. All right, so I'm gonna make a little space here, and I'll show these to you one at a time. All right, here we go. So behind me here is my ever-growing Zamac collection, and so this is one that I wanted to add to. It's out of the 50th anniversary, and it's the what is this? 68 Plymouth Barracuda Formula S in the Zamac. Really nice looking. It's different packaging than what you see Zamac in currently. Usually they just add the Zamac label above the standard card, but apparently for the 50th they did it this way. So it's really nice. They added that flame to the side, just kind of mix in. It's the only other colors on here besides a little Tampa work back here, but really cool. And I just love the Zamacs. I love the red editions too, but something about this bare metal look, it just appeals to me more, which is why I have a Zamac collection and not necessarily so much a red edition collection. All right, next up. All right, this one is out of the Hot Wheel Racing, and it's a Hot Wheel Racing livery. It's a 70 Dodge Hemi Challenger, and I love the Challenger. I love the older Challenger. Not to say that I don't like the newer body styles, but this is kind of what they were looking for when they created the new Challenger, and they were emulating this body style. But man, check this thing out. This is simply awesome. It's got the nice looking Hot Wheel livery deco on the side. It's got the blown motor blower mechanism on the front. I don't have the terminology for a lot of that because I don't tune cars that require that, but it just looks cool. So definitely a cool one to pick up. All right, next one up that I got out of there. This is out of the 2022. I've been having a hard time finding this. I think I paid just above retail for this one. Again, he's really fair with his prices over at Brenner Racing, and it is the Mazda Repu out of the 2022 A case, I believe. Yeah, A case. And so I have a small collection of trucks. I really try to focus a lot on the JDM versions first, some Chevys and some Fords, but anything that I can find, the Mazda Repus, the Datsun 620s, any of those little trucks like that I love to have, so I was glad to get this one into the collection. All right, next up, we have the 68 Plymouth Barracuda Formula S. Now over my left shoulder up here, I have a small collection of Mopar. I do like Mopar. As you can tell, I've got the Dodge already, and this Barracuda. I love that boxy 60s look on these muscle cars, and I love when they use livery that kind of identifies them. So you've got the nice Plymouth livery here on the rear end. You've got the Mopar livery on the side, and I just love the striping and everything that they did on this car. It's got a nice, really nice, almost a pearlescent orange to it, but real standard wheels, nothing flashy. This is just kind of a hot rod, what you'd expect to see in the real life version, so really cool there. All right, next up, yes, we have another Repu, and this is out of an older series. I think this is, 2017. This is the Mazda Repu out of the Night Burners, and this one is just awesome. Like the orange, which is more of a basic deco, this one is really well painted also. I'm going to put them kind of side by side here so you can see them. This would be the standard version of what you'd see, like somebody that just had a Mazda Repu to drive around, and this would be more of a personalized looking one. It's got that nice number 15 on the side, really nice paint. It's got kind of a lot of ghost writing in behind there that you can see as you're looking, but man, what a really cool one. So two Repus for the day, super cool. All right, next up, I opened this one, and so I ordered another one because I really like this and I wanted to have one for the wall, but I also wanted one open and I hadn't been able to find one in stores, and it is the Porsche 935. So if you've seen my previous videos where I did get this one, yes, I do have it, but I decided to open it because I do have a little collection of casts up here that I like to have displayed, but I also like to keep things in the package as well, and so this one will go over with my Porsches that are over in this area over here. So really cool. Second one on that one. All right, yeah, so this one is super cool. I do like Corvettes, but I like the older Corvettes. Not to say I'm not a fan of some of the newer body styles, the C7, C8s, but when I think of Corvettes, I think of 60s and 70s style, and so I picked this one up. It is the Corvette Grand Sport, and this one is out of the 2008, 2008 series. So I got this one mainly just because I don't have a lot of these Grand Sports in my collection yet, and I wanted to kind of add to my older Corvettes. And I also love the color of this. It almost has a Zamac look to it. It's got the number 2 meatball on the side there, but it's just beautifully set up. I feel like the wheel proportions on here look really good. I would say this is probably later than, it's probably 63 or 64. Of course, the Grand Sport did not have the split window like the traditional coupe that you could buy, the 63 split window, and it was set up in this racing format, but really cool, guys. Super, super cool. All right, next up. All right, this one was one I was really, really waiting for because, as you guys know, I have my homage wall that's getting bigger up here for Ryu Asada, and this is one that I could not find in stores, and this is out of the 2022 A case. It is the Ryu Asada design, Ryu's Rides Mighty K. It's inspired by the K cars you would see in Japan, and it was one that had been kind of perplexing me. I hadn't been able to find it yet, and I didn't know a lot of people that had one extra. So I went ahead and picked it up, and again, it was right above retail. Really good deal for me. So I picked it up, and now I have an additional one, and that makes number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This will make number 8. So far, I think I'm missing the yellow EV110, the white Nissan GTI, the kind of sport car looking one, and there's a couple of others in there, but those are the ones I'm missing so far to be up to date through C-Case with my homage wall to Ryu Asada and his castings. All right, what do we have in here next? All right, yeah, so I did pick up another Corvette, and I got a Corvette Stingray. And this is collector number 135, and it is out of the 2001 Hot Wheels series. And I mainly picked this one up because I love the body style. I love the way this Corvette looked. This is what Corvettes are for me. It's in a nice, deep, dark black enamel, a lot of flames on there. Just really, really nice. Good tampo work on here. And it just, to me, screams 70s Corvette, so I wanted to get it into the collection. Okay, next up. All right, now this one was a little pricier. This one wasn't retail for $1. I paid a couple dollars more for this one, but I definitely wanted to have it, and partly because I'm in competition with the other JDM collector in the house, my son Ty, and he already has the yellow version of this, so I figured, you know what? I'll get the same cast but in a different color, and it is the 2006 new model first edition of the Datsun 240Z, or Z if you're Rapid Nismo and you live across the pond. I still call it a 240Z, but that's because, you know, we're Americans and we use our own terms, I guess, sometimes. But it's 240Z, but man, this is super cool. So this would be considered a first edition. This is when they first started using the new model, Vice labeling them as first edition. But technically that's what this is. It's a first edition, and it's set up with this really cool racing livery on it. And it is the first edition of the 240 that I have. I do eventually want to get the yellow one that my son has, but unless he's willing to trade it, which he hasn't been, I'll have to wait until I can find one myself. And so, good start though. We each have one now, each of each color, and I'm sure he's going to be trying to work a deal to get that one for me. Isn't going to happen, but you know, it's fun. All right, next up. Yeah, so this is another casting that I do already have, and I do have on my wall, but this one is intended for my little guy. He's been really trying to make a trade for this cast, and I decided, you know what? I don't want him to have to trade for it. I'm going to get it for him, and I got it. I got the first one through Brenner Racing on eBay, and I got this one as well. Really good cost, really good price, sorry, and I picked up another one. So here we go. It's the Nissan Skyline 2000 Turbo, and it is the KDR30. So an earlier concept of what you would see in a Skyline. This would be probably early 80s, late 70s in this one for the R30. Maybe up until about 85 or so you would still see the R30s, but really awesome. And this is one that he wanted, so this was a special pickup for him. He doesn't know I have this yet, so he's not going to see this video. I'll probably give it to him before then, but just a really beautiful representation of the Skyline. All in all, great car, nice setup. Glad I was able to grab another one, and he doesn't have to trade me for it, obviously, which is always nice to be able to give him something that, you know, and the trading is, you know, it's fun because we make these audacious trades in the house sometimes, and I always try to give him more than he gives me because it's about giving to my sons what they want to collect and what they want to have, and if I have it, anything I have is open for them to trade. But you know, sometimes I just sneak stuff up there. I'll put it on their wall or give it to them, and they're like, hey, where did I get that from? And I'll be like, oh, I don't know, the Hot Wheels fairy must have shown up. So anyway, on to the next one. All right, yeah, another Corvette. I think I was on a Corvette kick when I was placing this order with him, but like Jason at Mustang Hunter Diecast, I'm a fan of the Hot Wheels livery too, and I saw this one, I was like, yep, getting Corvettes, might as well get this one. And this one is the 63 split window, but it is this beautiful Hot Wheels livery, and it's in a really, really nice card. Almost in perfect condition. There's a little fraying down here in the corners, but I don't mind that. You know, I'm not a perfectionist. This is collector number 728, and this is out of the 1996 series on a blue card. And it's part of the race team series, the 63 Corvette split window. So really cool. Glad to have that one in the collection. All right, yep, I certainly was on a Corvette kick. I didn't realize I had this many Corvettes, but apparently I did. And here we go. Here's the 69 Corvette. And this one is out of the 2012 series for Hot Wheels, the Hot Wheels showroom. I like the 69 Corvette. It is when they were starting to really transition into that long nose, getting away from that shorter body style, and this is kind of what we saw throughout the 70s, was this longer nose style with the push-in doors, door handles to get in, and the iconic Corvette look. You know, when you think of Corvette, this should be what everybody thinks of first, but it's really nice looking yellow enamel, black striping on it. Standard 5 spokes on there, but hey, you know what? That's what it's meant to be, so glad I got that one. All right, next up, oh, finally a non-Corvette. But this too has a nice Hot Wheels racing livery on it. I do have a collection of Chevys, which is why I grabbed this one, and it is the 67 Camaro. And I love it. I love the way this looks. I love how it's raked like that. I love that Hot Wheels flame livery on the side, the way they did it. It's not a Hot Wheels racing team per se, but it has the look of it, so I picked it up. And this is collector number 139 out of 2007, and just a super cool cast. I do have quite a few Camaros, specifically 68, 69s, 67s, and so this will go in there with them. I'll probably put this up with my Copos and those other Camaros up there. All right, next up, I spoke too soon. All right, it's the 65 Corvette, and this would have been the era of the steel body. This was probably the 427 motor in this one. Out of this, I believe that's what we would see in the 65 Vet. I could be mistaken. It might have been the smaller 329. But either way, gorgeous. It is out of the 2000 first edition, so this is a first edition cast of this. I did not have any first editions. I think, if I go back to what I was thinking when I got this one, I'm pretty sure that's why I picked it up, is I wanted to get a first edition cast of this, because I do have some of the later versions of the 65 Corvette, and so it's really cool. This is kind of that iconic look. It's black. Most Corvettes are red or white from the era, some in black, but it does have that cool red interior that kind of offsets that black, and it's something you would expect to see on the showroom floor in 1965, so super cool. And yet another Corvette. That's 5 Corvettes. Man, I certainly was going after Corvettes this time. And I saved the best for last, and I say the best for last because I have been coveting this cast for quite a while. I was so glad that he had this one on his store, and he had a price. And if you don't know this, you can negotiate with these sellers. They do have prices, but they are willing to negotiate. I got him down a little bit on this. I feel like I paid a fair price for this, and this was one that I had to have. Man, this is gorgeous. This is out of 2002, and it is the Nissan Skyline first edition. So I feel like I got a really good deal on this one. He feels fair with what it was originally marked at, but man, just to have this bad boy in my collection. And that is the R34. That nice square back look and the iconic taillights. They're not painted on here, but anybody who knows their Skylines, when you see a certain body style, you recognize which era or which version it is right away, and that is beautiful. It does have the plastic wing, on this side, and you know, they don't do them that way anymore, partially because people that had the older castings like this would play with them and they would break off, and so they've now gone to a more cast wing on the back. But man, just look at the detail on this. So glad I was able to get this. Beautiful car, beautiful livery. That's 1990s tuning at its best right there. That's what you step back into 1996 and that's what you'd expect to see rolling down the streets of Tokyo. So super awesome, and so glad I got it. But yeah, so that was my short little mail call for today. Not a lot of JDM bangers in there this time, but there was a few. And when I'm building my collection, I try to be more about, you know, quality, not quantity, and I really go into getting the cast that I like the most, and not really worrying about what other people have. People have their own, you know, things that they like, and I have the things that I like. You know, I'm not ever going to probably find every Corvette in existence or every Nissan in existence. You know, I'm going to go after the ones that I like the most, and that will be complete when I know that I have the ones that I like the most. So yeah, that's how I do it. But thanks for sharing some time with me today and coming and watching the channel. As always, if you like what you're seeing, you know, hit that like button, and would love to have you subscribe, but you don't necessarily have to. You can just watch the videos, and you know, I love hearing the comments from everybody that does watch them, and let me know if there's some castings that you want to see. I have a lot, and I'm probably going to be doing some videos where I kind of go through my collection and show you what I have and where I'm at so far. And we'll go kind of cast by cast. If that's something you guys are interested in, let me know down in the comments down there, and I'll do that. I'll go through and show you what I have. I'll even give you a glimpse into the lives of my two sons' collections, just to kind of see where they're at, and they have some pretty impressive collections of their own. So would be glad to do that for you. But until next time, guys, it's Super JDM Diecast. Looking forward to making many more of these mail calls in the future, and look forward to upcoming videos that are going to be posted soon. I'll talk to you guys later. See ya.